A star is born. Somewhere between the realms of self-help and religion lies the Honest World Foundation. Its creator started out as an obscure writer of disposable horror fiction who decided to change the world, one mind at a time. Now, its adherents rule Hollywood, while obeying their leader's every command. Or is it a cult? Founded by reclusive guru Astrid Mueller, but reporter Chloe Pierce is sure that there's something deeper hiding behind Honest World's facade. Welcome everybody to another exciting episode, another edition of A Week in Geekdom here on YouTube. And it's time for a very peculiar review. This time I am talking, of course, about Gail Simone's Clean Room from Vertigo. This is a very interesting title. I have mixed feelings about this, and it's all got to do with the way the book is presented. Otherwise, it's a pretty cool story. Now, at the beginning of the video, I read you a very lengthy plot summary, and I had to shorten it because it's like super long. What the heck? It shouldn't be that long. Seriously, look at the thing. Look at all that. I had to trim that down for you guys, otherwise we would be here all day. That's one of the main problems I have with the book. The plot is all over the place. You don't really know what you're reading. But let's go back to the very beginning. This is a story about Astrid Mueller. She had a very traumatic incident, which you will read if you decide to pick up the book. You will read it in the first couple of pages. A very horrific accident. And she survives this and apparently becomes a novelist and later a cult leader of some sorts and establishes this organization. Then we switch to Chloe, who is an investigative reporter, investigating the death of her boyfriend from an apparent suicide because of Astrid and her cultish organization, the Honest World. Chloe goes in to investigate and get down to the bottom of this, and why is it that he, a perfectly normal dude, just would end his life in such a dramatic fashion like he does in the book. Of course, we have a main character who is very, well, at least to me, very likable, and she's trying to get to the bottom of things while keeping a fresh perspective on things. She's not perfect. She's not this ideal get-to reporter. You know, she has issues stemming from her boyfriend's untimely death and all that stuff. So it's a very interesting character in my honest opinion. Now, the writing on Simone's part is actually pretty damn good. It's actually pretty interesting what these characters have to say, and her trying to find out the layers of this mysterious cult-like organization. It's something like it would happen in real life. You want to find out about this shady place, and you find out that there's more than meets the eye for this cult, if you will. Astrid, on the other hand, is presented many years later, of course, at the time of Chloe's investigation, as a full-on adult, and is very much in control of this place, and a very mythic figure, if you will. Like, nobody talks to her. She has so many people controlling and safekeeping her and all that stuff. So to get an appointment, you have to really captivate everybody's interest, because they are just going to kick you out, and that is what happens. Now you're asking yourself, what is the intrigue in this book? Here's the kicker. From the very beginning of the book, there is this underlying supernatural, otherworldly, demonic, alien-ish element. I'm not too sure. I've only read the first book, but I was a little bit confused. There are these things out there that some characters know about. You see them right from the very beginning, like page 5, so I'm not spoiling anything. And that informs the way the organization is going to move forward. Now, throughout the story, you're sitting on Chloe's perspective. You don't know what the heck is going on. And as you start reading into it, every single page just adds another WTF on top of another. And as soon as you're starting to understand something, they throw you a curve and something else happens and you see some weird shit. And I'm sorry, but that's just what it is. This book is basically clean room, aka weird shit happens. You see these visions, these creatures, these entities, something is happening that the Foundation is using for cultish means, I guess. They publish books, they publish novels about like self-help, but it's taken to the extreme. Hollywood is obsessed with it. So yeah, we get most of the story from Chloe's perspective, and that is great, but at the same time, it's very confusing. If I want to recommend this book to somebody, I can't, because I cannot describe it. If I describe it in its simplest term, you're not gonna be ready for the crazy amount of stuff that happens. You're gonna think it's like a neo-noir mystery or something, when in fact it's more of a horror slash monster read, if you will, with elements of psychological thrillers and detective work. It's a very multi-layered story that doesn't really know where to settle down. I don't know if it was me, I don't know what you guys think, but I think Clean Room is a very deceptive book. Now, I'm not saying it's bad, it's actually pretty freaking amazing. I loved it, and it got weirder and more intense, and it's not too gross. Sorry, Gabe, it's not on the crossed level, but it does remain creepy, crawly, and a little bit weird. And I just think Simone hit it out of the park. Again, the main problem I have with this is the plot of the actual story. You don't know what the heck is going on. And even when you do find out what is actually happening, you still don't know. When I turned to the last page of this book, I was like, okay, I sort of get it. I understand where we're going, but I have so many questions that I guess, well, Simone did her job, because you want to pick up the second volume, which I already did. But yeah, it's a very confusing read. The art, by the way, before I continue, is phenomenal. It is beautiful. This is some of the coolest looking comic book stories you're gonna find. Look at that, it's so cool. I guess I can spoil it just a tiny little bit, but it's stuff like that where you have no idea what you're looking at and there's no real explanation. Even the characters themselves ask the exact same question, and they're like, are we this, are we that, or are we another thing? I won't tell you. And I'm like, damn it, I really wanted to know. But I guess that's the marketing hook. You want to go in for another book and read it. By the way, love these covers, so beautiful. Let's take another look at that. Beautiful stuff. Look at the character work on this book. Look at that. I hope you can see it. Look at the Clean Room artwork. Just beautiful stuff. That's Chloe. Here we have Astrid and some other dudes that I won't talk about. Man, it's great stuff. I highly recommend it. The art is so expressive. What do you guys think? Let me know what you thought of Clean Room and its artwork. This guy, I don't know what's the deal with this guy, but apparently he's up to no good. And yeah, it's just a crazy fun ride. If you're into thrillers with suspenseful and horror themes, then you're gonna enjoy this, about a detective trying to get to the bottom of it and basically sticking it to Big Brother, if you will. This is a huge corporation. She's just a small-time reporter, and she's trying to get a lead to put her mind at ease as to what really happened, what was going through her boyfriend's mind when he did what he did. And I think it's very interesting. The dialogue is crisp, it's clean, and kind of sharp. I love that they're cursing left and right, but it doesn't feel like it's obscene. It feels justified whenever there's like foul language and all that stuff. So yeah, I would recommend it, but just be wary. This book is not what it seems. It's very multi-layered. The plot takes you for a ride, and yeah, the cover image is quite special. So yeah, guys, let me know what you think of Clean Room Volume 1. As always, you can follow me on your favorite social media platform. Just type up Geekdom, and I'm there for you guys. All right, let me know what you thought of Clean Room down below, and like, subscribe, and comment on the videos, and I will catch all of you on our next episode. This is some messed up shit, man.